Shakri. Today I am going to talk about what I learned this semester. What I learned from studying online class. I learned about many countries and get to know the world map and can also specify the name of country on the map from the exercise and learn English around the world. I have learned and understood in many countries, Australia and New Zealand, South Africa, Eastern and Western Africa, the USA and Canada. I learned English, India and Pakistan. Each country is culturally different. From learning in the online classroom, I got to know history and origin of the country. Learn a culture had never been known and learn vocabulary from the study of culture. And next, self-study. From self-study, I have practiced all 5 skills, which are vocabulary, listening, reading, grammar, and speaking. The first skill is vocabulary. I learned the vocabulary from the lesson. There are words that I don't know the meaning. So, I reviewed the lesson learned by memorizing new words. I did some vocabulary exercise to make more understanding. I learned a new word from usually get home at 6 o'clock. The second skill I learned was listening. I have practiced listening by listening and doing exercise. It's only me to read because I practice listening. It makes it possible to listen and use the vocabulary that had been learned for practice. The third skill I learned was reading. I should evaluation story event. It's what about evaluation incident. I read this story, did some exercise to give me an understanding of whether the story was correct or not. I won't be able to do this exercise if achievement of reading event is incorrect. The first skill I learned about grammar. I learned from the book Effort Practice Grammar Basic. I have method comparative adjective, superlative adjective, and adverb of frequency. This lesson allows me to compare things with each other and words in lower or higher. You will also learn vocabulary by studying adverbs that tell how often something happens. The fifth skill I learned was speaking, a skill that I learned and practiced well, and a way to talk with my friend. I took this conversation to practice speaking from the Time to Talk Foundations SB book. That fill in the blank exercise to complete the conversation to learn English well. In any skill require practice in order to gain fluency in English and will make learning English better. And about my presentation, I also made a presentation about New Zealand. It gave me the history of New Zealand and its language and culture. And I also made New Zealand national dish big. Yes, New Zealand mussel with cheese.
And my friend, today we move to the New Zealand. Do you know what is the capital city in the New Zealand? Ta-da! It's Wellington. Wellington is the capital.
Wow, it so look tasty. Okay, guys, we try to learn this. Thank you for watching my video. All this what I learned for this semester. And see you next semester. Bye bye.